Hey guys, Julia here. Welcome back to another video. And today I am super excited to flip through most definitely my thickest notebook, thickest journal, thickest all the things. That spine is just screaming, but I am flipping through this life journal. So for me, the life journal just is a collection of spreads about events, albums, about concerts, about things that just don't fit into any other journal or notebook. I had a blast doing this. So this notebook I got from Paris in 2019, and I got it from one of the museums there. And I didn't really know what I was gonna do with this notebook. I just liked the artwork on the front. I wanted some sort of souvenir from all the places. And so I got this notebook and only wrote, I wrote this on the train in Lyon, France, going to visit one of my friends, Claudia. You guys know Claudia, she shows up on the travel vlogs. But I wrote this on the train, and then the rest of the notebook stayed empty for literally years. And so when I had this idea to just start doing spreads, and I didn't want like a lot of pressure or anything, I just thought that this notebook was perfect to kind of test out. Yeah, let's look through it here. It starts in April 2022. And I don't think I'm gonna have conversation about each and every spread, but this Degas piece and this postcard I got from one of my friends, and it was just hanging up for the longest. And I loved from Sarah that I finally kind of had a place for it. So a lot of stuff in here, I didn't really know where it should go. And so this just ended up being a good place for a lot of things. So that's kind of like my April 2022 cover page. And then the first kind of real spread is when I saw Deftones in Albuquerque. And so I have the set list here, some photos. I did not take this photo, but this photo was taken the night of the show. And my wristband here. And then some show thoughts in here. I went with Cam. And then, yeah, I don't love the way the spread came out, but I was trying new things. It was definitely like a no judgment thing. I did not know I was gonna be showing this, but I was happy with it overall. And so that's why we're here. So yeah, this is a girls' day in Las Cruces. I went with a few dance pals and we took a community class out in Las Cruces. I have a little May cover story here. I joined the Paper and Craft Pantry Pen Club right before they stopped doing it, so. Got some happy mail from Claudia. She sent me a perfume that I really liked while we were in France, and she sent me 2 little roller balls of it and sent me a little note here. Spent some time with my nephew in Virginia. Then we were in Virginia for a National Main Street conference. And so I have just a page there for that. And while we were there, we visited the Poe Museum, which was really cool. We made our way down to Savannah, which I moved to New Mexico from Savannah. So it was kind of like this homecoming thing. I met up with some friends. Cam met up with one of his friends that just happened to be there. And just some other places that we went. June cover. This was a dance show I went to from the studio that I dance at. And it was funny because I had taken a break and this was the first time seeing a show and not being in the show. So that was very fun and interesting to be on the other side. Alder, love Alder. Look at this gorgeous notebook I got from my future sister-in-law. So gorgeous, and I had to document it here. I got braids right before we went to Portugal. I also had a birthday right before we went, and then I have some thoughts about turning 35 here. Some photos. July and August with this horrible cover page. And then you guys know I do have a travel journal, and I've done some videos about flipping through that one, and I'll leave that linked up here. But in this journal, I also just want to do very quick spreads and recaps of the trips in here. So not as full out. Got back, saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at our local theater. Had another work trip. There's a lot of work trip, New Mexico trips in here as well. September. What is this? I just made this. I got some oil pastels in the August Scrawler box. And this is my first time kind of using oil pastels as an adult. I thought this turned out really pretty, but it also got on my niece's photos, and she just had a fun little random photo shoot, and I just thought they were so adorable, so I made a little spread for that. Then I went to San Francisco with my friend and dance instructor, and so this is some of the places we went. And this was my first time on the West Coast. This is my first sunset over an ocean because I grew up on the East Coast, so I've seen sunrises on the ocean, but never really a sunset. So first sunset over the ocean, and then my first time in the Pacific Ocean. And then some thoughts in here about the San Francisco trip. Hopefully I'll be back for the San Francisco Pin Show next year. Woo woo. Okay, our main purpose in San Francisco was to see Lady Gaga. So I have a couple of spreads about that, the set list, some photos that we took. And then it was straight away. I think I had like 2 days in between, maybe a day in between. And then we were off to Ruidoso for a work conference that we actually were in charge of putting on. So lots of pressure. I remember trying to have fun, but also being very stressed during this time period. And I did press some flowers here. These are some flowers that were on our little hike that we did before coming back home. Okay, and then we have October. Yep, first time pressing flowers. These are from the Ruidoso hike after the conference. Another work trip here to Tucumcari. My first time playing Battleship. Here's a spread. Last year, I did a class for the Creative Block Party, and this is just talking about this and my thumbnail for the class and some fun artwork that Misty did, and yeah, really fun. Another horrible cover page. We got our save the dates together in December, and so I just have that in here and the process of getting those out the door. My Spotify Wrapped. And then I was back in the studio, and this was the December dance show. Have a Christmas spread. More Christmas stuff, and I have a little tip in here that says all the things that I got for Christmas, just because that's fun to remember. All right, and then we are into this year, 2023. All right, so first thing in here is me saying yes to the dress. And so I do have some vellum on top just because I did show Cam this notebook, of course, when I was excited about a spread or something. And so I didn't want him to accidentally see my dress before he was supposed to. So I have that in here, and it's just really cute vellum too. And then I have some thoughts on finding the dress. An album. This is just a random spread. This just means nothing. It was just like, I want to use some stickers, and yeah, this is just where it happened. And this, I started doing little recaps. So these spreads are in here, like that's what's upcoming. So we have another conference in Santa Fe this time. Valentine's Day, I really like this spread. I started going to fitness classes elsewhere at Caius Fitness. This was supposed to be another work trip page, and I just never got around to writing, so it's just a photo and a header. Have some wedding stuff going on, just a little list of the things that I was working on at the time. Over to March. We went to Boston for another work trip. This was the national conference. My first time visiting Boston, and that was really fun. I got to meet Marsha finally, and she is awesome. And it was so cool meeting a bullet journal friend. I think this was the first time that I've met an online bullet journal planner community person in real life. So this was awesome. We went to Apple Boom together and did some ink shopping, some pen shopping. It was a good time. Then hopping over to April, I sent out wedding invitations. So there's me with the box. Went to another wedding, my cousin's wedding in Tampa, Florida. So I have photos and ephemera from that. Straight from there, I went to the Houston area and visited some pen shops, some stationery shops. This one's in Tampa. So this is kind of a mixture of both. It was all one trip with multiple locations. So I just have some ephemera here from the different stationery shops. And this is why I went to Houston, so I can see Vivi, AKA Villa Vallo from my favorite band, Him. Okay, and then we're going into May. And this is just a condensed version of the vacation spreads. We went to Denmark, Germany, Sweden, and the Netherlands. I'm still working on part 2 of the vlog, but part 1 I'll link up in the card so you can see that. It was the first time that I journaled while traveling. So these are just very short versions of that. I met 2 more friends from the planner community. Kirsten, love her, met her in Groningen, and also met Kate and her best friend in Rotterdam. June, to the Miss New Mexico pageant, some Goulet pens. They send this with all of their orders, just some basic how to fill a fountain pen, how to fill a vacuum pen, how to do a converter. And I just think this is adorable and want to keep it. So there's that. Saw the Little Mermaid. And then Marcia sent me some happy mail. She went to Japan and was nice enough to think of me and sent me some very, very cool dip pens. So I just have that packaging here and her card and note here. And yeah, I won a pen from Pen Chalet, shout out. My Esterbrook Botanical Garden pen, so I got really excited and did a spread for that. And then we're getting into my birthday. So I did get the Baumkuchen gift card. Again, if you want to see what I did with that Baumkuchen gift card, I do have a video about that too that I'll put up in the cards and down in the description. But yeah, this was those in here, and they are falling out because this notebook does not lay flat anymore. So this is just a few birthday spreads. We saw Asteroid City, and this is just the brunch menu from Alamo Drafthouse from that. And this is just a spread about the birthday weekend in El Paso. See, we're in July, got a new tattoo. Cam's birthday. Did a whole spread about the Truly Yours, getting those traveler journals back. The packaging was just so pretty. I just kept it, didn't have to do much to make it a spread. I got to work with Ana Luisa, which I was super excited about. And then we're into August. I got this game called We're Not Really Strangers and had so much fun playing it with Cam, and we ended up playing it later on with his mom and sister, and I don't know, it's just a really neat game and a really great like conversation. It's not even really a game, it's just like prompts for meaningful conversation. See, and the last pages in here are just, you know, some love for my doggies because I love my dogs, and Cam and I's wedding photo shoot that we did at the end of August. Then back here, it just says, I wonder what's next, ... And then back here is just some extra pictures I printed out for spreads. But yeah, from front to back, every single page. I think this notebook has already been super fun to flip back with you guys, but I think in some years it'll be even cooler to flip through this thing, and I will probably need a rubber band or something to like clamp this down a little bit. It's a little extreme. The elastic has given up, but I love this so much. Let me know what you think. I also want to say that I am going on a tiny little hiatus for a little bit. There may, if I can have it happen, the part 2 to the travel vlog will be coming out soon-ish, hopefully. And after that, I will be going on a little hiatus because, as you know, I'm getting married. Honeymoon happens and work happens, and it's gonna be crazy times. So I am planning to come back with prepping for 2024 and what I'm gonna be doing there. And yeah, I wanna thank you guys so much for coming along with me on my bullet journal journey, my travel journeys, my life journal, reading journal journeys, all the things. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you soon.